All right. We are back. We are back. We are back. It's been a minute, about like a week or something like that. I just want to drop a quick video um, to drop a quick YouTube tip when you're watching videos. So, I sit here when I'm coding every day and I consume a lot of what's going on, LB? Meetup tonight. Yep. Um, I'll see you there. Ho, Meetup tonight? That's right. I was thinking it was Thursday, LB. Oh man, that just blew my mind. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, anyway, back on topic. So I consume a ton of YouTube, when I'm sitting here coding. And a little tip that I have when I'm watching videos that I got you. Okay. Um, when I'm watching videos that contain talking, not a lot of action and stuff to watch, is I speed up those videos. You can go as fast as 2 times. I do that with a lot of stuff, not just the videos that I watch. I also do that with podcasts that I listen to and audiobooks when I listen to those. I like to speed it up. So my ear is used to listening to that 2 times speed when I'm listening to or watching something. But you can do it on YouTube just with a keyboard shortcut. So if you hold down the shift button and the greater than and left than symbols on your keyboard, when you're watching a video, that's the hotkeys to change the speed of a video. So using the greater than will speed up the video, and the less than will turn down the speed of the video as well. I never turn it down because it starts to break up when you turn it down. But usually the first thing I do when I put on a video is I hit that shift key, and if you tap the greater than key 3 times, it'll speed it up to 2x speed. I guess that's how I get to consume so much YouTube, because I speed everything up to double time. But that's it. Wanted to drop a quick tip that was on my mind as I was doing it today. I was like, I wonder how many people know. I know people know that you can speed up the video. Maybe some people don't, but that little keyboard shortcut with the shift and greater than, less than as hotkeys, because I used to have to go and click the little gear and find the drop down for the speed and do it that way. But it's so much quicker to just tap that thing 3 times and let it go. You're good to go. All right, that's it. LB has reminded me that there is a meetup tonight. Man, that's gonna throw a monkey wrench in my plans that I have for the evening, but we'll get it done. Somebody else is in the building too, being quiet, but that's cool. All right, if there's no questions or anything, I'm gonna get out of here. And LB, I'll probably see you tonight, as long as I can move some things around. I think I'll be able to swing it tonight. Is it 6 or 6:30, LB? Tyler, what's going on, man? You didn't miss it. I mean, you can catch it on the replay. I just did a quick little video for some tips on watching a YouTube video, or a tip on watching a YouTube video. So it's no big deal. You didn't miss anything too much. Let's see. Boom, boom. LB might be gone. I'll check on Meetup tonight and see what's going on. Casey, yo, what's going on? Welcome. I don't know if I seen you in the chat before, Casey, so welcome to the chat. Chilling and coding. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. What you coding? In the bed at that. Z-Mac, quick question, bro. Should I go to school or learn online? Casey's learning React and Webpack. And Tyler, so here, let me answer Z-Mac's question first. So, should you go to school or learn online? Man, that's a big decision that I don't want that weight on my shoulders on deciding your future. I come from the self-taught lane. So I didn't go to formal college for, a traditional CS degree or computer science degree. Um, I actually went to school for audio production to be a recording engineer. So in this closet back here, there's all kinds of in this closet over here, there's all kind of recording gear and guitars. There's probably 2 or 3 guitars in that closet, and a bass, and a MPK-49 keyboard, and a machine, MIDI controller and all of that stuff, and monitoring speakers and all that stuff, because that was going to be my I don't want to say claim to fame, but that was going to be my career. And I ended up teaching myself how to code. So it really kind of depends on you. So if you're, for me, I was self-motivated. I was in a certain situation and circumstance to where my back was against the wall, and I needed to, be able to provide for my family while doing something that I would enjoy doing, which is programming. I enjoy programming. I enjoy computers. My 3 big passions always been music, which is why I went to school for that. Cars. I got into the drift scene and all that stuff when I was in Japan, in the military and stuff. So I've always had a passion for cars, and then computers. I went to college for computers right out of high school, but I only lasted like 3 semesters, a year and a half before I was messing up so bad. I just was not focused. I enjoyed the programming classes that I had, but I did not care for like the English and the math, all the other stuff. And I was running around partying and, being a typical 18-year-old kid at the time. So I ended up dropping out of that and joining the military, and that was the best thing I could have done, because it really got me disciplined and focused. And, it made me grow up and taught me how to grow up and be a man and self-sufficient and all that stuff. So, yeah, cool thing, Casey. So for me, being self-driven like that, I could watch the videos and do the tutorials and really stay focusing on task with learning how to program, so that I could transition into that career. Because I got kids and an old lady. She hates it when I call her an old lady. That they all depend on me for the income. I'm the sole breadwinner in the household, so I had that motivation. Some people are not so motivated, and then I would say, if you're not motivated to do it on your own, to either find a boot camp, which that depends on your locale, your location. A lot of places don't have boot camps handy. If you're not in big tech places like California, Silicon Valley, maybe Chicago, Austin, those big tech hubs, even Denver, North Carolina's got a good tech scene going, and up in the Northeast, then you may not have a coding boot camp close to you. The boot camps are cool because you're going through the course with a group of people, dedicated group of people, and you're not doing it all by yourself. Or you can do the college route, go computer science. Some of the drawbacks are because it's going to take you 4 years to get that degree to even start and get an entry-level job. So it depends on where you're at in your life, if you can go through that process, and wait 4 years. I couldn't wait 4 years to get to where I was trying to go. So it wasn't necessarily the course for me, but that don't mean it isn't the course for you, because you do learn a lot of theory and stuff behind software development and engineering that a self-taught person usually misses. And I've talked about that in some of my other live streams or videos that I've done. So let me catch back up on comments. All right, Tyler, what do you need when you get burnt out and just don't want to open your editor? I feel that way right now. It happens, man. It happens, especially when you're in the learning phase and you're learning something new and you're not actually building something that your heart is into, or something like that. It can it can definitely wear on you a little bit. I would definitely say take breaks. If you've ever heard of the Pomodoro technique, where you work on something for a set amount of time, and then you take uh, like a 5 minute break after that. A lot of times it can be 20 minutes of work, 5 minute break, 20 minutes, 5 minute break, etc., etc. Or if you just Google Pomodoro or egg timer technique, that'll come up, and how to keep things broken up. I definitely wouldn't go full fledged for like long periods of time, because you'll start zoning out and you'll miss. You ever read a book and you go through a page and you get to the end of the page and you're like, man, you were daydreaming about something else. You got to go back and reread that page that you just read. I've done that before like 5 times, read the same page over and over, because I just wasn't into what I was doing at the moment. So it's oftentimes better to put it down for a bit and come back to it than it is to keep trying to pound it out, you know. And then start working on a project that you care about and that your heart's into, because you can start applying those things that you're learning, and it will mean more as you're learning it. It's kind of 2 little tips I got. There's a lot of other tips. You know, I am not. Was it the Tony Robbins book? I am not your guru, or something like that. I can just go from my own experiences. So, C Mac, 40 years old, by the way. That's what's up, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're already in the industry? Oh, no. You asked the question about going to learn. Hey, that's awesome, man. Hey, I didn't really get into the industry until I was in my mid-30s, so I'm all about that. And I did a video before, if you check my channel, about age discrimination in programming. Does it exist or does it not? So you can watch that and see my thoughts on older developers getting into the game fresh. Case plays the guitar. You should only go to school if you're really going to learn something. True that. Don't just go to school for the paper. No, definitely don't go to school for the paper. Programming, music, and games. That's what's up. All right, Tyler. I never liked school. I couldn't do homework. Going to college doesn't excite me as others, but I enjoy coming home every day and learning code. When I say coming home, I mean when I was in school. Oh, I got you. Going to college doesn't excite you, and you enjoy coming home every day and learning the code, then you can probably, self-taught route for you then, Tyler. It's probably the way to go. I mean, if you're not already in the industry, I don't know if you are or not. I'm not motivated. I just really love coding. That's cool too, man. Atlanta has some boot camps. Oh yeah, that's right. Atlanta's a good tech hub too. It's kind of the tech hub of the South, if you want to be honest. One of the big places there, unless you want to start getting down into Florida, which if you're from the South, Florida, outside of the Panhandle, a lot of people don't really consider that the South. I plan on going to college when I feel I know enough about front end and back end to apply for a job. Then I'll go to college just to say I have a degree. Okay, I can see that, but you'll be surprised. You might get your foot in the door in the industry and stuff just takes off, and you don't even have time to go back to school, or you start to question, do I need to go? I would say if you have aspirations of getting into management, progressing your programming career, and then stepping into more senior lead and then into management type roles, then that's where a college degree can start to come into play, because that can be a differentiating factor between you and the next person that's going for a particular position. And sometimes they're just looking for what separates one from the other. If it's a tie, maybe that person has a degree and you don't, and that's the determining factor into why that person might get a promotion or get a particular position over you. So I could definitely see that coming into play at that point in time. But if you just want to develop, write code, you don't necessarily need a college degree. Matter of fact, I don't know, probably over half the team that I work with now, which is a good bit of developers, don't have college degrees, or they have college degrees that have nothing to do with programming. Basically they taught themselves or did a boot camp or something, but they don't have traditional CS degrees. So, boom. Might watch a Udemy video. This is Tyler from a course. I might not get it. I'll watch it again. If I still don't get it, I'll go to YouTube and watch a video from someone else to better understand. Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing there. Different things hit different people in different ways. So there's one guy who teaches. He's got 3 courses on Udemy, and I wish he would do more because his teaching style really resonates with me. His name is Tony Licata, I believe. I can't necessarily say his last name. Let me see. Anthony Licata. That's him. That is him. Here, I'll show you on my screen. So let's see. I can't see what I'm showing, but is his name up there? Yeah, that's him. It looks backwards to me, but I hope that looks forward to you. I don't know, but that's his name. He teaches 3 courses on there that's called Learn and Understand. He has Learn and Understand AngularJS, Learn and Understand Node.js, and then JavaScript, Understanding the Weird Parts. Right now, Udemy has a $10 sale, by the way. They always do these like $10 and then it'll be $15 the next week and then $20 the next week or something like that before they go back to regular price. So they got a $10 sale going on if you want to grab anything off of there. But his teaching style, he breaks things down and goes deep into how Angular works and how Node works behind the scenes. That stuff fascinates me. Like he goes into, how Node and C and C++ work together, and he opens up the C library and shows you how the bindings work and the communication works between the C layer and the JavaScript layer in Node. Just really cool stuff. The only thing is he hasn't put anything out in a while. His Learn and Understand Angular course is for Angular 1, the old AngularJS version 1. He hasn't done anything on the new Angular, and I have no clue what he's doing right now. But for reference, like that Angular 1 course, there's been 12,000 students that's bought that. The Node course has 13,000, and the JavaScript Weird Parts is 20,000 people. So he's legit, to have that many people buy the course, Shoot, that's a lot of money now that I think about it. That's crazy. You got 12,000 people, even at $10 a piece. That's $100,000, over $100,000. That's a nice little business. Where am I located, Casey? I'm in Vegas, man. I'm in Las Vegas, but I work remote. I work remote for a company out of DC, doing government contract stuff, and then another company that really doesn't have a base. Everybody in the company, it's a small startup. There's less than 10 people in the company, and every single person works remote, all the way up to the founder. There's myself and another developer. I'm the last person on the team, and then everybody else there's one guy in New York, I think somebody else in Atlanta, Florida, or something like that, and then me and the other developer are here in Vegas, and the founder's out of LA, and he travels all the time and all kinds of stuff. So my location is irrelevant as far as work is concerned. Only problem is I live in Louisiana. Oh, you know that guy, Casey? Yeah. His coding style is his teaching style is phenomenal. Only problem is I live in Louisiana, and down here coding isn't really something you see every day. It's all just farming and welding. Where's the best place to move to get a job as a programmer? Tyler, well, I'm from Mississippi, man. I'm from right next door to you. I'm from a small town called Soso, Mississippi. You never heard of it. It's barely even on a map. Population 379. And they all my cousins, so. So I know your pain. I know what that small town feeling is. If I go back home now, there is This is how many developers there are. Right there. This is how many software engineers there are in my town of Soso, Mississippi. You know, it just ain't happening. But I would say you can get remote work, but remote work is few and far between if you're just getting started. And I've talked about that in a video as well. How it's hard as a junior developer to get remote work because you really need, companies really already know that you need to be kind of senior level to be able to figure out your own problems. So a lot of times they won't hire junior developers as remote candidates. So if they say you don't have a lot of years or you haven't busted out some really big programs or software that you've worked on in the past, a lot of times they won't give you a shot. But you can start up as a freelancer, and then you're kind of calling your own shots there. But that's a whole nother deal. When you're freelancing, you got to be a business owner as well and go acquire clients, and that gets into different skill sets that not every developer has or wants to deal with. So they looking for more vets. Who looking for more vets, Casey? Do you mean the gig that I'm working on, DC? They're hiring, man. They are. I think they're always in kind of hiring mode. So they would definitely be looking. Do you have some good experience? Because it's one of those deals too. It's remote, unless you're in the DC area. It's gonna be remote, and for remote, they're gonna be looking for somebody with a good amount of experience. And you need to have either strong Node skills on the back end or strong Angular 4, Angular 5 skills on the front end, because it's a full stack position, but you may be focused more on one or the other, either the Node team or the Angular team. Sometimes you get in and do a little bit of both. So still a noob, yeah. It'll be tough to get them to hire you. If you don't have a lot of skills, just because there's like zero hand holding in this position. You get on the Jira board, you go through it and you grab your Jira assignments, your tasks, your jobs, or whatever that you're working on, and then that's it. There's nobody reaching out to you to help you with anything. You do your stuff all on your own and get it back in, and that's it. So who is this guy you guys were talking about with the JavaScript, Angular, Node? If you type in here, I'll spell his name for you. I call him Tony, but his whole name is Anthony, Anthony, and his last name is Alicea. Is his name. If you just Google that name, I think the first link that came up for me was his Udemy page that will show you the 3 courses that he's done. And they're good. Even if you put that name into YouTube, you can find pieces of his Angular course is on YouTube for free. So even if you don't want to pay the $10 to buy his course. Now remember, the Angular course is for the old Angular, so it's not the new Angular. If I were to buy one right now, I would buy the JavaScript one or the Node one, because they're both good. The JavaScript one is really good because it really teaches you about the things that developers that don't like JavaScript. It teaches you about those quirks of JavaScript that get other developers not to like it, but they only don't like it because they don't understand those quirks. So once you learn those and you realize how things like scoping and stuff works in vanilla JavaScript, and then you'll kind of get it. I see a Said Casey. Definitely use the JavaScript real parts. I already have a good understanding of Node from Andrew Mead. Oh, that's cool. Is he a good instructor? Andrew Mead. Let's see. Full stack developer and teacher, Udemy. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. I see him. He got some React stuff, Meteor, Node, and Go courses. I might grab those. When they have their little sales and specials, I'll just go in there and grab a couple, 2 or 3, spend 30, 40, 50 bucks, and get a couple courses that I've saved in my wish list or something like that to be able to do. 50% through the React course is really good. Oh, that's cool, man. I mean, that's a good skill to have. I counted those big two in the web front end frameworks is React and React and Angular. So learn that React stuff. Start building. Just build. Build. Small little applications, and really get comfortable in that space, and you can start picking up work. So, and your meat is really good. Okay, cool. I'm gonna bookmark that page then, and I'll go back and take a look at it. I think I got everybody's questions answered. Cool. We got Z-Mac's question, Casey and Tyler. LB, you still in here? Yeah, let me just Google and see what time the meetup is tonight. Meetup. Oh, this says meetup has been deleted. 6:30. All right, so Meetup, real world serverless apps with Angular and Node. Okay, cool. So we got a Meetup tonight, 6:30, Vegas time, which is a little under 2 hours from now. I guess I'll get back to it. Chris is teaching it. I searched for meetups. I wish I could get a meetup there. Literally no meetups down here. Yeah, I know, man. You had asked what places to go for tech stuff. I mean, if you have the capability to up and move, if I was a single guy, you can kind of go wherever you want to go, pick up and move. If you wanted to stay close down there in the South, Atlanta has a lot of stuff going on, or Texas has a lot of stuff going on. I get a lot of job offers for Texas down in Irvine. I don't know if they pronounce it as Irvine, Texas, or Irvin, Texas, which is suburb of Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. Dallas, Houston? I think it's Dallas. Right outside of Dallas is Irvine. I get a lot of stuff there. Austin, of course. It's a big tech hub as well. Problem with Austin, I think the cost of living jumped up a lot, though, because of their quote-unquote tech boom. So you may be paying a lot for, an apartment or something out there if you were to up and move out there. So gotta look out for that. Used to live in Beatty? Okay. That's crazy. I don't think I ever ran into anybody that said I'm from Beatty. But that's cool. This meetup tonight is taught by Chris. I can't say his last name. So he's the guy behind Scotch.io. Have you ever been to Scotch.io? The guy that works that site is going to be doing a talk tonight. Should be cool. So I'm gonna go there. I need to get out of this box, my famous box, and go to a meetup. Austin would be a good place. I have a brother who lives in Houston. Your dad worked at the mine, Casey. Okay, I see. Yeah, Austin's not bad, man. And kind of big. The big places, tech hubs, I would definitely say is that Austin, Atlanta. I get a lot of stuff from North Carolina, surprisingly. I know that's Bank of America headquarters, and they've got some other big tech companies. I think they did some incentives. I don't know if it was state level or what in North Carolina to have a lot of tech companies move their headquarters to there. So there's surprisingly stuff in North Carolina. Boston's always a big one. New York. of course. Chicago is another big one. Um, Denver is a big tech city as well. And then, of course, California, if you want to talk. That's the Mecca, I guess. Um, in San Francisco, San Jose, that whole valley. LA as well. I get stuff for San Diego, California. A little bit in Phoenix. Vegas is okay, but it's really a small community, and you kind of got to get into it. And it's once you know the people type thing. And I've talked about that before too, how, once you know the people, like from going to Meetup, some of the people at these Meetups have directly gotten me job interviews before that I'm about to go to tonight. So, matter of fact, the guy that runs the Meetup has gotten me on 2 different job interviews before. So, I would definitely go. Yeah, you got to network, man. Network is always the key, not sometimes. But networking is always the key. Because if 2 resumes hit the hiring manager's desk and 1 came from an internal referral, oh, that guy's definitely getting a shot. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to get out and meet the people. And Tyler, you say there's no meetups where you're at. You can always start your own, man. You can become, by starting a meetup, you can become the de facto area expert in programming or development or whatever it is, depending on what type of meetup you want to form. Whether it's general programming or break it down specifically. Like here in Vegas, there's a JavaScript meetup, there's an Angular meetup, there's a Google developers meetup, there's just a Las Vegas developers meetup, there's a Python meetup, there's a Ruby meetup. So they're broken down into different languages or whatever it may be. There's a Docker meetup if you want to get into Docker stuff and DevOpsy type stuff. So you can definitely start your own, and then you will be looked at as one of the experts in the area when it comes to stuff like that. So you can become the plug. I do plan on moving when I'm feeling comfortable with front and back. Projects on GitHub, sites I've created myself. I feel more comfortable to apply for a job. Yeah, I got you. Don't wait until you feel 100% comfortable though, because you probably waited too late. Both my story and a lot of other developer stories will tell you they started applying for jobs before they were ready, or even if they thought they were ready, looking back on it, they weren't ready. Like I can definitely tell you, I felt very uncomfortable with programming when I applied for my first job and got it. But if you never apply, you'll never get it. Pretty sure I'm ready. I like your confidence there, Casey. I kid you not, no one would join. I literally tell my friends and built my own PC, and they look at me like I have to be super duper smart to do it. I know that's a common misconception though, for almost anything in the technology space, but especially if you start talking about programming, they think you got to be some kind of genius. My lady still thinks. We were sitting down in a parent-teacher conference, and she said, he writes code, so he's some kind of genius. And I'm sitting there like, oh, they got it all twisted. It's just people think people that do things that they don't understand or haven't taken the time to try to understand, they just automatically throw the label genius on it, I see somebody shredding it on a guitar, before I started messing with guitar, and I call that guy a genius. No, he just took the time to learn all the skills, and he put in practice, a whole lot of practice. But that's what we call genius. So you just gotta pull that veil back for them and let them know, look, start with something really small, like really small coding concept, and something that they can see on the screen, and then it kind of blows their mind, like, oh, I did that. I made this thing move from over here to over here. When I clicked on this changed over here, the color changed, or whatever it is. And then it really lets them know that, you don't have to be a genius to be a programmer. You just have to be able to think logically, because that's how a computer works. I still have a lot to learn, but I'm very determined to do this. I have only taken 3 days off since April 1st. That's good, Casey. You motivated, man. Don't burn yourself out, but definitely keep pushing. Don't stop is what I'll say. Because that can be a big difference between people that make it and people that don't, is just persistence. My grandmother always told me, you ain't got to be the smartest one, boy, but you better outwork everybody else. Because a lot of times the ones where things come easy to them, they get lazy because they don't have to work at it to get it. And the guy that's really struggling but staying persistent, he will bypass that person because he's got a harder work ethic and he'll work harder. So I always pride myself on, outworking the people that are smarter than me. So stupid movie and TV shows portraying coders these past 2 decades. Yeah, of course. All you have to do is keep learning, not give up. That's for sure. Touched on this subject in this latest upload today. Brad Taversi. I'm going to look him up. I don't know Brad Taversi. Is he a YouTube programmer? Brad Taversi. Traversi. Okay. Cool. I got him pulled up, so I'll check out Brad. Or same thing. How do you explain programming to someone old people who don't understand technology? Literally doesn't know what it is. Okay. I thought you were trying to explain it to people that were, around your age and your level and just didn't get it. That's a different thing, trying to explain it to somebody who don't even understand the technology. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd rather be a hard worker than to be smart and lazy. Yep. He'd probably be the best guy to watch on YouTube, in my opinion. I like that. I'm going to go check him out, Tyler, for programming. Traversing his channel name. Okay. Cool. I'll check it out. All right. My kids just got home, so it's about to get loud, so I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all dropping in. And I'll drop another one of these probably tomorrow. So if you're on around this time tomorrow, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.